resource person of this session, Dr. Aditi Sharma. Ma'am, we welcome you to this faculty development program. So before going into the session, let me take the privilege to introduce Dr. Aditi Sharma. Dr. Aditi Sharma, working as Associate Professor with the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Quantum University, Roorkee, Uttarakhand. She received her PhD degree from MBM Engineering College, JNV University. Her overall experience is almost 13 plus years. She has published 21 research papers in international journals and national international conferences and authored 2 books. She has published 7 patents and also having 12 patents grant in her credit. Her research area includes cryptography, blockchaining, VLSI, cellular automata, machine learning, AI chatbot, IoT, and artificial intelligence. She has served as a technical program committee member and a reviewer in various Springer IEEE international conferences. She is an associate editor, IIES International Journal of Artificial Intelligence, International Journal of Electrical and Computer Engineering, and reviewer of many international journals. Really, we are glad to have such an eminent personality in this faculty development program. Thank you so much, madam, for attending this for FDP. On behalf of Sri Vishnu Engineering College for Women, we welcome you, madam.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for inviting me as a speaker in this FDP for application for machine learning. I'm very glad that you have invited me, and for the I have joined a knowledge session previously. So let's start with the my agenda. That is just a second. So today topic is blockchain-based integrated forecast, demand and supply chain management system for marketplace with the approach of machine learning. What is going on today in the scenario of the COVID? We are required for the efficient supply chain management for getting into the business particular delivery of the items into the marketplace. So there is a proposed theme for regarding based on blockchain, that is forecasting the demand and supply chain management system for marketplace with where we are integrating the machine learning approach. So what is basically that is first our introduction to blockchain. The blockchain is a distributed software network that functions both as the digital ledger and a mechanism enabling the secure transfer of assets without an intermediary. Just as the internet is a technology that facilitates the digital flow of information, blockchain is a technology that facilitates the digital exchange of units of value. So that is introduced in first manifestation of blockchain technology emerged in 2009, where the Bitcoin blockchain, a secure, consensus resident peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was introduced. That is, Bitcoin is based on a distributed ledger, or we can say that is the rather a specific kind of distributed ledger, a blockchain. Bitcoin's ledger was the first blockchain, but the technology has begun to spread across the global economy. A lot of digital economy come across into the world after the Bitcoin. The reason blockchain let you keep thousands of strangers honest and consistent. So that is also called as a distributed ledger. So where we are having the open distributed laser where Jason Conio, West Point, US Army officers, a lot of expertise is also needed, like advanced networking and vulnerability assessments, course development, cyber exercise and training, computer network defense, legacy system security and testing and microelectronics. Today, there are many forms of blockchain technology. Some are like we are having um, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Dcash, Jetcash. So this is the basically where we are going. Open distributed ledger that can record transaction between two parties efficiently and in a verifiable and permanent way. So blockchain technology expands significantly after 2008, and we are having a lot of blockchain technologies. After that, there is a one paper by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2008 where the Bitcoin concept was introduced for the blockchain. Blockchain applications have expanded to security of numerous domains, including networks, applications, agreements, and the proof of ownership. So we what is the laser? Laser itself is a we are having some kind of inventory introduced in the form of say centralized, decentralized, and distributed lasers. So distributed lasers are can be public or private and vary in their structure and size. Public blockchains are also there, and they are also in the distributed lasers form. So what is going to be way in the way that if we are having centralized laser, so centralized laser having the central entity. In the decentralized laser, we are having the decentralized means we are having the distributed entities between us. And in distributed lasers, we are having the anonymous entries. Each user has a copy of the laser and participates in confirming transaction independently. Here we are having users, different users having the distributed lasers, and where we are having the permissions, we require the permission and to have a copy of the laser and participate in the confirming transactions. Now, what is the blockchain? We have already seen that a blockchain provides a mechanism to distribute digital information and decentralize the security that bounds world into the one, and we are having the one information across the global server. So that is the blockchain. The blockchain becomes a decentralized database with all the transactions that have occurred up to that point. Each blockchain has a specified time between each block. After the block time has been reached, all the new transactions during that time are added hash value of the previous blocks. We are, like in data structures, what we are going in linked list. Here we are having different modules to create the blockchain, and we are having each transaction is acting as a as the block time when we are going to reach our block time, all new transaction at that time will be added as the hash value for the previous block. That is the key of the blockchain for securing the activity. Now transactions are only added after network consensus is raised. So here a user requests for a transaction, then a transaction is created for the, and a block is represented by the for going the transaction which is going to be created. The block is broadcasted to all nodes of the network. After that, all the nodes validate the blocks and the transaction. Then the block is added to the chain, and already a block is having the hash of the previous block that is going to be act as the key of the for the next block. So that after that we are having the transaction gets verified and executed. So what is the benefits for getting into the blockchain technology? What is the need of for the blockchain technology? That is the faster settlement is there, then it is immutable, shared and distributed, decentralized, increased network capacity, and more secured. So that is the immutable. We already, if we are having already done transaction, we cannot change our transaction after that. In faster settlement, we are having the mutual and manual. We have to go for, from the validation process in the case of manual settlement. Now, we are having two types of blockchain network, that is public blockchain and the private blockchain. In public blockchain, we are not required any kind of permissions. That is the permissionless blockchain, an open network system where all the devices can freely access without any kind of permission. The ledger is shared and the transparent. In private blockchain, permission we required permission, and a user has to be permitted by the blockchain authority before or he or she could access the network. The user might join only if or she gets the invitation. So that is the main example of centralized versus decentralized and distributed network. Now we are having a specific terms for understanding blockchain and getting into the machine learning through the blockchain for our integrated forecast and the supply chain management, like what airdrop, altcoin, Bitcoin, DOT, DApp, ERC, either fiat, a lot of terms are there. So there is the process for smart contracts. How we are going for the smart contracts, that when we are establishing any kind of transaction, there will be a smart contracts are there. A smart contract could be programmed to release funds for someone's birthday each year. It could be also be programmed to release payment once someone confirms receipt of deliver goods. It could be used to enforce particular rules for holding digital assets. So a smart contract is an agreement. By the name means like what is a contract? It's a kind of agreement. So it's an agreement between two people in the form of computer code. They run on the blockchain. So they are stored on a public database and cannot be changed. The transaction that happen in a smart contract are processed by the blockchain, which means they have can be sent automatically without a third party. So they are registered, they are automated settlement of contracts, and there is no third party need of establishing the smart contracts. So there are major advantage for introducing the smart contracts, total transparency, no miscommunication, efficient performance, no paperwork, backup, and trustworthy guaranteed outcomes. Now, what are the disadvantages? We need to introduce a lot of confidentiality, because here we are not like what we are using smart contracts. So instead of we are having like in what is going into the business of Uber and Ola, the need of the third party communicator is reduced. So instead of putting the taxi driver out of a job, blockchain puts Uber out of a job and lets the taxi driver work with the customer directly. So a producer or consumer needs means if we are having a wholesaler and the producer and the consumer. So producer is the second party which is going out from the market. That is a major disadvantage of smart contracts. There are rough contracts, error, and the confidentiality. So, the smart contracts use cases are record storing, trading activities, supply chains, mortgage, and real estate, employment agreements, copyright protection, healthcare, and government voting, insurance claims, and Internet of Things. So these all are the use cases where we are going to establish our smart contracts. So we can talk about record storing, trading activities, supply chains. So where we are going to meet our requirement, that is the supply chain with the help of IoT. If all things are interrelated between the team. So the major question is that is the like we have due to the blockchain. So that there is no online database will replace your piece of a competent teacher, and no computer network will change the way government works. Clifford Stoll has derived this thing like we are having expectation, we are having disappointment, and we are in between the disappointment and production graph. So in between we have to work out. So there are a lot of terms are there. Proof of work indicates first term is proof of work, that indicates the method employed blockchain to verify that calculations were successfully completed. Each node must demonstrate their proof of work to all other nodes on the blockchain in order to be given credit for their processing power. For the Bitcoin protocol, a value called a nonce is added to the transaction ledger to find a specific hash property, namely a set number of leading zeros in the resulting hash. So we are having a block and the nonce, and we are block is the fixed, and we are generating the variable values. That is a simple introduction, a simple demo of blockchain. We are having block, the nonce, and the hash value is generated. So uh, uh, these all the diagrammatic representation of blockchain, how blockchain can be represented in the practically distributed ledgers. So each node maintains access to the distributed ledger. New block distributed to every node for processing. The ultimate objective processing is a reduce that proves that work applied to the blockchain, that is proof of work. Then other form of confirmation is proof of stake. Now, this is a market strategy. This is till 2020, where we are seeing that Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, NEM, Ethereum Classic, D, Dash, IOTA, and Neo are owning the market in their trends. So, what is the decentralized application? Bitcoin decentralized networking demonstrated the feasibility of secure application, showed how to distribute and maintain an accounting of continuously added transaction. Blockchain technologies have expanded to in many domains like decentralized banking, then network security, then identity protection, distributed storage, and the smart contracts. So proof of work monitoring, how proof of work can be monitored, like real-time monitoring, identification of network security. This is the pictorial format, how we can monitor our proof of work in terms of blockchain API development. If we are going into the detail how we can generate the random private key generation for our proof of work or our blockchain, depending on the implementation of cryptographic algorithm. Am I audible properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So, in order to create a Bitcoin address for the sending and receiving of Bitcoin, we are using like elliptic cryptographic algorithm, and there will be a key pair of between public and private keys. So, this is the a demonstration for address generation. This is address demonstration for the Bitcoin. Now, blockchain in cyber security. Blockchain majorly inherit for the cyber security needed that we are having certificate authority centralization creates a single point of failure, keyword verification through consistence and secure identities, then data integrity, then transaction signing. Now, blockchain integration, we are having a lot of number of projects where we are currently building their technology into existing ISMA infrastructure, secure identify management, transaction signing. These are the major need where we are going for blockchain integration into the our proposed projects. Now, interaction with decentralized application that support specific application. So these all are about these distributed ledgers, blockchain decentralized network. Now, the blockchain always affects on cyber security, completely open source information of transaction. Not every application needs to be decentralized, but a number of key cybersecurity applications will benefit. Instead of transaction, blockchain explores can be modified to provide distributed confirmation of personal identity, data integrity, and sharing network security. Now, there are numerous interest for the non-Bitcoin blockchains. Like these all are the non-Bitcoin blockchains where we can use. Now, Bitcoin already have a market dominance that can be used for your purpose for the project adoption. What kind of currency are you looking for if you are integrating the projects into the blockchain? Now, there are 9 verticals which are going to be affected by the blockchain. So that is the blockchain digital transformation. That is technology, media, law and crime, transportation, governmental services, human rights, finance, contracts, and entertainment. These are the major 9 verticals which are affected by the blockchain transformation. And we are having the terms like Web 3.0, that is the third generation of internet, where the devices are connected in a decentralized network rather than depending on this server-based database. We are using cloud for decentralized network. We are using our IoT for decentralized network. So the history of till Web 2.0, we are very information centric. But now we are going to expand our internet into the Web 3.0. So what are the benefits for the Web 3.0? That is anti-monopoly, pro-privacy, secure network, data ownership, interoperability, no interruption in service, permissionless blockchains, semantic web, and ubiquity. So these are the major terms why we are using centralized or decentralized network, and why we are using Web 3.0 ecosystem. So now we are coming to the our agenda like blockchain and supply chain. So blockchain already we have discussed that all assets digitalized and registered to blockchains instantaneously transactable on a global basis. Now, what is the blockchain supply chain? That all assets exist in the digital inventories, tradable, plausible, financeable, and more importantly, findable in the global digital network economy. If we are going for the supply chain management, our ventures are like Walmart, other Amazon, or some kind of ventures are there, and we need to establish a supply chain between them. So we need a tradable and findable global economy between them. So, what is the major problem? What can it mean to supply chains? That is inefficient, misalignment, and expensive. And there may be some kind of means difficulty to monitor the assessed ownership and the transfer. So we are having different kind of lesson, and those all are distributed, and we are facing the difficulty to monitor the assessed and the ownership and the transfers, where our blockchain is going to be introduced for the solution of this. So blockchain is the synchronized, consistent, irreversible provenance and the efficient solution for the supply chain. So we are having a distributed ledger between all the parties, and these distributed ledger establish the smart contracts and the transaction made in between the parties, and this transaction in the form of Bitcoin or Ethereum or some kind of cryptocurrency will be there, and this transaction will be the more secure and more transparent in between them. So now blockchain is streamlined supply chain. We are having single shared business logic in blockchain cloud. Now credentials and private views issued to multiple parties in the value chain. We are having the single entity as the blockchain. In the diagram you can see here, and we are having different parties where the entries are created and assign it to the producer. First the regulator is there, then we are having the second party as the producer. So make a goods and ship it to the distributor, update the ledger and assign to the distributor. After that, the blockchain is introduced to the distributor that sells the item and assign to the warranty to the customer. After that, the customer come into the picture, and at the end of the life cycle of the product, ships the item into the recycling plant and updates ownership according to the by assigning it to the recycling plant. Now, if our product is already used and we are going to recycle as a customer, then blockchain plays a main important role. Like recycling plant repropose the material and updates the ledger. Again, ledger entry is going to be established there, and we need to establish smart contracts. Then we are going again. Last is the compliance body, whether we have to go as for the regulator producer need, or we have to monitor only till the recycling. Now, that is the we are having blockchains, new technology progression in the supply chain management. 1.0 basic better horse, 2.0 advanced horseless carriers, 3.0 future car. So 1.0 basic better horse is better internet, the payments layer the internet never had, application real time payments and monetary transactions. If we are talking about the 2.0 advanced horseless carriers, then internet with the value transfer and the smart contracts, application financial contracts, and mortgage insurance, legal contracts, and government documents and voting. if we are talking about the 3.0 future car, then large scale collaboration technology are there. So we are having super spreading and super spreading previous social collaboration for technologies, cooperation, and governments and open source communities. And now we are having the major applications like automated fleet management, big health data, asynchronous space communication. So these all are the about we are having the major new technology progression in between our blockchain and the major progression of the technology. So this is the major emphasis of technology where we are going to use this blockchain. So blockchain can provide increased supply chain transparency as well as reduced costs and risk across the supply chain. Specifically, blockchain supply chain innovations can be key benefits like primary potential benefits like increased traceability of material supply chain to ensure corporate standards are met, then lower losses for counterfeit gray market trading, then again improve visibility and compliance over outsourced contract manufacturing, then reduce paperwork and administrative costs. Then we are having other benefits like strengthen corporate reputation through providing transparency of materials, because blockchain is the major key concern for the transparency by establishing the smart contracts. So providing transparency of materials used in products, improve credibility and public trust of data shared, and reduced potential public relation risk from supply chain marketplace. Supply chain marketplace from the malpractices. Then engaging the
Sudhir Garu?
we are using rat tag, then no XML for visits. And if we are healthcare in the healthcare, then we are using no XML for logging health attributes and matching cost outcome accountability. Now, in supply chain, we can say that everything is a liquidity problem. Blockchain can enable more transparent and accurate end-to-end tracking in the supply chain. Organizations can digitalize physical assets and create a decentralized, immutable record of all transactions, making it possible to track assets and from production to delivery or use by end user. The increased more visibility to both businesses and consumers. Blockchain can derive increased supply chain transparency to help reduce fraud for high value goods such as diamonds or pharmaceutical drugs. Like if we are using blockchain, then we can stop the fraud. Like different kind of ingredients are there. So blockchain could help companies understand how ingredients and finishes goods are passed through each subcontractors and reduce profit losses from counterfeit and gray market trading, as well as increase confidence in end-to-end market users by reducing or eliminating the impact of counterfeit products. So here, this is also called as everything is a liquidity problem. So buyer and sellers that we are using the deep learning, that means is the purchasers and the suppliers. Okay, what we can use if some product is there, like if I am talking about the healthcare industry or pharmaceutical market, then who will be the buyer from the for the pharmaceutical market, and who will be the seller for the suppliers for the pharmaceutical market. So there are the medical in medical impurity are the involved for those purchasers and supplier terms. So these deep learning methods evolve with their methods, their algorithm for matching those purchase and suppliers, where we can find, where we can generate our project in terms of what kind of entity is a purchaser and what kind of entity is the suppliers, and deep learning is providing the solution between the purchaser and the suppliers in the terms of matching the requirement. Now, goods more fungible than requirement features find. So deep learning pattern recognition system, same as like we are using the purchase supplier. So we are also what kind of goods are there. So we are evolving the pattern recognition system between the goods. Then lack of trustworthy product information. So there are a different kind of things like lack of trustworthy product information, attribute information, quality, characteristics, provenance, and chain of custody is blockchain modulated for all goods. So we can evolve because in blockchain we are maintaining the transaction and machine learning. Introducing the machine learning, we have all the information, we have all the attributes, information, quality, characteristics, what kind of product you are selling, and what kind of the market demand and the market supply chain management is going to be introduced in the market. So lack of global digital contracting structure, digital product inventories, blockchain-based credit histories, vendor payment channels, always on trade finance network. Now, fundamental level of organization, that is item not invoiced, means we are not going to invoice any kind of item. We are just making the transaction on the transparent basis, and that is on the smart contracts. So here we are going to procurement our blockchain. So we are having blockchain register digitalized assets. So that is ownership are confirmed. We are ready to transfer. We are instantaneously global transactability are there, pre-validated, digitally registered assets we are having. So financial implication, what are some kind of financing implications are there? We are having digital assets can be placed as collateral in on-demand financing with any party without having to form a vendor-supplier relationship in enterprise payment channels. Invoice factoring, inventory, sales order, and the purchase order. Then business process implications. Then we are having automated business logic via smart contracts, shared business processes in the enterprise blockchain networks. We are having shared record keeping in an era of digital ledgers. Then accounting and the legal process in forms of the smart contracts are already inbuilt into the integrated ledgers. So all are the, these all are the procurementing our blockchain in where we are having the registered digitalized assets. We are having the financial implications. We are having our business model for in on the shared basis, on the distributed basis. Now here we are having the digital network economy. So like what in today era we are having all the economy in the digital and networkized. So the firm becomes an ecology, developers community, app store, revenue sharing model. We are having the user community, new product or feature demand development. So where we are going to develop our product where we are using um, the developer community, we are using the app store to generate the revenue. So that is the basic impact of the economy or ecology. So the supply chain becomes a real time global market. Now in the time of 2021, we can say that in global market supply chain is having the major role, and blockchain is introducing the helping hands to the supply chain. Like we are having the digital assets registered to blockchain, that is real time transactable. Now new forms of contracting and financing, that is automated invoice factoring. Then single shared business processes, integrated information, then trusted activity information about the quality characteristics, then provenance of custody of the goods. Now, there are the public chains and private chains. Different chains are there. So we are having the trustless public to public software, then Bitcoin, Monero, Zcash we can introduce. And if private chains are there, that are trusted, not mined, enterprise software. So Salesforce is also an example of that. So we can have P2P network confirms and record the transaction. These all are the example for the case study, how we are making the transactions, then transaction submitted to the pool, and miners assemble new batch of transaction in every 10 minutes, and after that transaction computationally confirmed ledger account balance is updated. Then each block includes a cryptographic hash of the last block, chaining the blocks hence blockchain. Now peer nodes maintain the distributed ledger. These all are the P2P network confirming the digital record transaction. Now we are having a lot of consensus algorithm if we want to go with the project with the blockchain and the supply chain management and having the deep learning on machine learning application over there. So public blockchains were proof of work, proof of stack, and next gen scale to visa class processing, practical Byzantine fault tolerance, Difficulty Allegrand, and private blockchains enterprise consensus algorithm. So these all are like enterprise platform and consensus algorithm are there. If Hyperledger, you have some means a lot of people are working on blockchains, and they are using the Hyperledger in this session also. So Hyperledger is there, Coda is there, Ethereum Quorum is there, Ripple is there. And if we are talking about the consensus algorithm, then simple notary, endorsement policies, draft consensus validators, we can use these algorithm as a consensus algorithm. Now if we are comparing our enterprise platform, okay, so what are the difference between the different using the platform? Like if we are using Adaram, then it's a generic blockchain platform. Hyperledger, that is the modular platform. And if we are using R3 Corda, then it is a specialized distributed ledger for financial industry. Governance, in terms of governance, that is Ethereum developers, Linux Foundation, and R3 in R3 Coda. Then what is the mode of permissions? Ethereum, it can be private or public, but it is permissionless. Then Hyperledger or Fabric, it's permission and the private, and R3 Coda is the permission and the private. Consensus that Ethereum is the mining based on proof of work and ledger level. Now, in Hyperledger, broad understanding of consensus that allows multiple approaches and the transaction level. Now, R3 Coda, that is specific understanding of consensus, and we are having the consensus as the transaction level. Now, smart contracts, that is Solidity. Now, we can use Solidity for the establishing. Solidity is the tool for establishing smart contract code. Now, we can use Go Java for establishing the smart contracts in Hyperledger, and Kotlin and Java can be used for the R3 Coda. Then currency, we can use either tokens via smart contract in Ethereum, and Hyperledger, we are using currency via tokens, via chain codes. None of the currency is going to be used in Hyperledger. Then in R3 Coda, we are not using any kind of currency. Now, blockchain automation economy. So, business processing re-engineering. So, any complex transaction has two kinds of activities: stock transaction, real estate purchase, sale, health insurance, billing, energy contract, international trade shipment. Steps with human decision making. In all these kind of activities, we are going to introduce our human decision making, because if we are using a stock transaction, real estate, or health insurance, a lot of factors involved with the human decision making factors. So steps can be automated with the blockchain and usability Apple type decision design for user experience. Now, when to use the blockchain technology? That is, blockchain is enterprise software. Solid business can use cases. How does a decentralized solution improve our centralized one? This is the major part of the when we are going to use the blockchain technology. Then, ideal use case: many parties in the value chain. intensity of information and monetary action. Now, use case example, Factom is the health insurance claim billing company. So that is overlay to Bitcoin blockchain and automated the claims, billing, validation, and payment and settlement via Factom. Multi-party value chain, patient, service provider, billing agent, insurance company, payer, government, and collections are going to be used by the health insurance claim via Factom. So here we are providing the solution via blockchain for the supply chain management. We are introducing cloud solution like Docker, Azure, Ariba, and Baseware are there, and we are interfacing our web using CRM and ERP, GL, and ARAP, augmented reality, and we are having the crypto services. Then we are having the interface to data analytics, machine learning, real-time fraud detection. In this point, we can introduce, we can have the pattern matching also, we can have the producer and consumer needs also, we can establish any kind of application regarding machine learning where our inventories is going to as per the requirement of the customer satisfaction or not. So a lot of application can be introduced. In the diagram, we can see that what is the first party we are having distributed ledger gateway services, then we are having identity and key services, then we are having crypto services, then ML and BI services are there, and we are having the distributed in at the top bottom of the stacks. We means before, first we are having the cloud storage is there, then we are having our virtual machine where we are establishing our consensus in networking and databases. Then that is our DL stack is there. We are means distributed ledger stack is there, establishing the contracts between the cloud between the databases. Then our services are granted for from the distributed ledger gateway services where payment is going to be made, and application then software as a service solutions are will be there for the smart contracts marketplace that can be used by the financial services, manufacturing services, retail, and other healthcare services, public sector, or any other services which want to be introduced blockchain into the IT stack for enterprise solutions. Now, blockchain, fintech, and beyond that we can use for the payment spaces, financial services, logistics and supply chain, energy, IoT, healthcare, then government, humanitarian, non-profits. So, in payments, immediate cash transfer is there, money payments, remittance, and then smart assets, financial instrument, unified ledger mortgage, and loans, stock bonds. Then, if smart contracts, assets, good transfer, assurance, provenance, and commercial trades are there. Then contracts, BOL, forfeiting, and insurance and inventory. Then registries are there in the government and humanitarian non-profit organization where we have to maintain the public documents, then marriage licenses, birth, death registries, and identity, driver license, and passport and visa. So from the application point of view and from the industry adoption to time, like till government sector we are having the more complexity, cash, smart assets, then smart contracts, then if, having the providing the solutions to the social economic welfare is the more complex solution from in the point of view of blockchain. So these all are the functions we have already discussed. What is the blockchain functionality? That is automated, secure coordination system with remuneration and tracking. We are having automated coordination, fleet management for drones, autonomous driving, robotics, clinical trial, patient, cellular therapeutics, and asset confirmation and transfer, and secure information exchange. A small example of like Stavig standard blockchain registered IoT attributes, temperature, pressure, geolocation, and custody. So vaccine and cold storage tracking. That is the one example, one case study for the blockchain and the machine learning application for in the terms of supply chain management. So cold chains as a temperature controlled supply chain used to store and transport to perishable such as food, vaccines, and other biological products. Then financial services food safety chain of custody. So we are having 2.5 year payback, security is clearing 3 days to 2 days. Means we are having embedding distributed laser technology. A centralized laser is there, a distributed laser is there. So financial services can be embedded into the food safety or chain of custody. Now, one case study is there where we have already worked for application for integrated forecast, demand and supply chain management system for agriculture. Okay. What was the major theme? First, to focus on developing a blockchain-based information system for sufficient supply chain. Management using advanced machine learning. We are using trusted value chain by using recurrent neural network which contains enough memory gated connected units and genetic algorithms. By the things we are going to establish is the mutual contracts. Okay. Then sector and maintain the food supply chain, especially agricultural products are always undergoes food safety clearness. It is mandatory to ensure quality in order to maintain balanced food supply chain process. So we have used two types of major functions, that enterprise resource planning, which includes product visibility, digital currency provenance, virtual trusty chain connection, and smart authentication. It includes data from IoT devices of about temperature, like we have already seen, like in cold vaccine cold system in SmartWing. What we are going to use, they are mm, uh, mm, means they are storing vaccine on a required temperature, on a required moisture, and on a required climate. So that is embedding the IoT devices where we are using the temperature, hardness, water moisture, and soil nutrition, etc. So that is what we have worked over on supply chain management, including the machine learning. So, like what major diagrammatic introduction I have already introduced, how we are having the cloud storage, and we are having the blockchain. Blockchain contains smart contract, transaction, and consensus and the laser. Then we are having our cyber services like trusted computing, key management services. That depends what kind of currency you are going to use, what kind of software, like you want to use hyperlaser for creating your blockchain, what kind of machine learning, like in this machine learning techniques we are using recurrent neural network. So what kind of machine learning strategy you want to use? So we are having client application, data owner, and data consumer, and enterprise application. So data owner and client application is going to take advantage from the um, cloud storage. Then after that, enterprise application is directly introducing their mm, communication between the key management services and the data consumer. Now, this is the identity management system for endpoint security, where we are using our supply chain management. So we are having we in centralized network, we are having blockchain network that is already distributed between the different of parties, different of networks between different of producer, consumer, and supplies. So we are having registered items, then product verification, then distributors network, then retailer market. So blockchain network, then digital flow, physical flow, then registered item, what kind of items we can register, then product verification. In between these two things, we are introducing the machine learning, like this product is matching our requirement or not. Okay, this product is going to what kind of amount is will be embedding the in the product if it's matching the requirement. And now how we are using our genetic algorithm for machine learning workflow for the that supply chain management establishing into the blockchain. So we have collected the samples, we have the train data, then introducing the genetic algorithm, then we have designed the fitness function. This work is already going on. Then fitness function is there. What kind of fitness function must be introduced for getting the output, the required output from the sample data. Then we are going to introduce mutation. What kind of mutation factor will be there? Then we are having second train data is going to take flow as in the parameter selection, then recurrent neural network, then fitness evolution. If it is satisfied, then having the optimal parameters. So these all are about how we are going to blockchain and machine learning integration for the integrated forecast and supply chain management system. So blockchain economic theory of digital assets contracting. So ownership is confirmed, instantaneously transactability and global. New mode of contracting is smart contracts, new form of money, that is crypto tokens, or we can say cryptocurrency. New structure of financial interaction, that is DApp, net settlement, payment channels, security as a service, risk management, real-time balance sheets, black swan smart contracts, then financial and participation, initial coin offerings, then open platform business, then enterprise blockchain single shared business processes, integrated ledger, smart contract, document exchange. So these all are the evolution of financial models, how supply chain becomes demand chain. So that is the financial model, and pre-sale accesses to financial models are IPO, crowdfunding, and ICO, pre-sales access to equity ownership, product and token and platform. Then securitized demand, product development. These all are the how we are going in the supply chain into the demand chain. That is all about. Now a lot of challenges are there, like procurement leading the path ahead. So procurement already automating the efficiencies associated with the sourcing and purchasing, global reach, sophisticated business, technological intense solution. We need a lot of technology involved in these kind of businesses. Real-time experience challenges to envision and continuing leading the modernizing way forward with the strategic acuity. So thank you so much. Any question
Yeah.
from the audience?
Thank you so much, madam, for connecting with artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain technologies, current trending technology you are explaining about. Thank you so much for giving a valuable demonstration. Now the platform is open for the participants. If you have any doubts, you can feel free to ask.
Yeah. Thank you very much, organizing committee and the session that being organized by different skills of the participants that I'm looking for. And in fact, the presentations was very quiet. That is very hard to find even a single platform such as Google. Okay, so many collections are there from different technology as maybe collected as a jargon, which is very hard to find at a single place. But in fact, it is not more than the advertising committee. So I'm expecting the from the machine learning and blockchain and or security and every domain. So my first question is Bitcoin transaction network. So what are the issues BTN to develop a BTN for developing a hybrid mortfish? Like the things mortfish, you hopefully you are getting my idea. Mortfish is something that someone is producing the medicine from this is from different one and using their protocols, or someone publishing the papers using the protocols of different one or using the technology of different one, then they're giving their name, and many types of things are there going to be happen in multinational company as well. While the product is going to be published in the market, someone is hiding the things. So what are the issues and what are the technologies to develop such BTN, Bitcoin transaction network? First question, please.
So there are a lot of issues involved when we are using Bitcoin transaction network, because in that scenario we need to introduce our technology. What kind of technology we are using? What kind of accessible must be there? Huh? So a lot of issues involved. Like
An example, please.
We can say if I am using because a lot of China is having developing its own currency, okay, and Bitcoin is markedly spreading. So a lot of attacks will be there. If someone is getting its entry into the laser, an insecure entry into the laser, it can hack the system. So a lot of people hacking and proper entity will be there, and we are going insecure communication. If a smart contract is established between two parties, and a smart contract is established by the third was dropper party. So that smart contracts can be a major challenge for detecting, server cannot detect that smart contracts in form of security, and that is going to means damage our system. That is a major challenge. So what I have seen.
Okay. But some issues are there. How to resolve it? Some idea. Suppose talking about the versatile technologies, 5G network, and with blockchain for medical, something drone is to be developed. So can you address some technologies to fix this technology? You getting my question? First of all.
No, sir. No.
Not getting. Okay, I mean to say, you are with 5G network, fine, and you are fusing that blockchain technology with it, and you are supposed to develop a medical drone. Can you
Okay.
go for it?
Actually you are talking about 5G network individually, and you are talking medical drone individually. Okay, 5G network is something different thing, and medical drone is a different. If you want to club it out, you need to study 5G communication channel, what kind of bandwidth they are using, and in what kind of frequency you are using that drone, and what kind of features that drone will be there. So
In fact,
I
these are not
think
different
so.
things, for your knowledge. In fact, these are not different things.
Okay,
Go to the
and
education somewhere.
actually, I'm not aware of these things.
Yeah, yeah.
Medical
Because
drone and the 5G network.
I was looking that many of the advertisement kind of things are there, many technologies connecting to different domains. So my last question for bearing all the participants and organizing committee and the teams, some supervised learning techniques. Can you identify to distinct the